अ, सबसे पहले जो ऐसे होता है उसके लिए हिंदी में इसे क्या बोलते हैं? निबंध कहते हैं। लिखने के लिए अच्छा बोर्ड पे आई विल बी एबल टू राइट। कहाँ पे? बैकग्राउंड। इस पे लिख सकते हैं? ओके ठीक ठीक। मैं हमेशा ही एक अच्छा ऐसे कैसे लिखा जाता है उसके लिए मैं हिंदी में ऐसे को क्या कहते हैं को रेफर करता हूं। तो निबंध संधि और संधि विच्छेद आपने पढ़ा होगा। सो आई विल बी यूजिंग बोथ इंग्लिश एंड हिंदी while conversing with you. सो हिंदी का भी प्रयोग कर रहे हैं। तो निबंध जो शब्द है उसका अगर आप संधि विच्छेद करेंगे तो है निह जोर बंध। निह मतलब बिना, विदाउट, राइट? एंड बंध मीन्स बंधन, बाउंड्री। सो निबंध ऐसी रचना है जिसमें बंधन नहीं है, बंधन मुक्त है। तो जो रचयिता है, वन हु इज अ राइटर ऑफ द एसे, ही नीड नॉट बाउंड हिमसेल्फ बाय बाउंड्रीज। सो दैट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। ये होता है निबंध। और जब मैं बचपन में स्कूल में निबंध लिखता था या ऐसे लिखता था या ऐसे राइटिंग कंपटीशन में भाग लेता था, तो मैंने देखा कि काफ़ी वन साइडेड ऐसे हम लोग लिखते थे और प्राइज भी मिल जाता था। लेकिन यूपीएससी का ऐसे मैंने देखा है विद टाइम, जो जब अटेम्प्ट दिया तो फिर मैंने ये समझा कि यूपीएससी का ऐसे अलग होता है। तो क्योंकि पहली बार जब पहले मेंस मैंने लिखा तो मेरा 140 था। उस समय मैं जैसे मुझे मतलब नेचुरली मेरा ऐसे अच्छा था, लेकिन ये विदाउट टेक्निक, विदाउट यूपीएससी के टेक्निक सीखे हुए मेरा ये मार्क्स था। और जब मैंने जब टेक्निक सीख लिए तो मेरा 161 था। उस साल का वन ऑफ द हाईएस्ट था। और वैसे भी 125 मार्क्स अच्छे कहे जाते हैं ऐसे में। 161 ही ने मुझे शायद एग्जाम क्लियर करवाया और रैंक दिलवाया। तो क्या टेक्निक्स हैं एक अच्छा ऐसे लिखने के लिए, वो आज हम लोग डिस्कस करेंगे। और आप लोग सब प्रीलिम्स क्वालिफाइड हैं? अच्छा, मिक्स्ड है। हाँ, अच्छा, बाकी लोग भी। तो एक अच्छा निबंध कैसे लिखा जाता है इस पर आज हम लोग फोकस करेंगे। शुरुआत का जो 1.5 घंटा है उसमें मैं आपको बताऊंगा एक अच्छा ऐसे कैसे लिखा जाता है। और जो सेकेंड हाफ है, द लैटर पार्ट ऑफ द लेक्चर, दैट वुड इंक्लूड you all writing an essay based on the inputs that I give you, and I'll take away your papers and I'll check the papers and give you not next weekend, next to next weekend. तो ये ऐसा होगा कि आप लोग कितना सीखें, immediately you will come to know and you will be able to appreciate how well you are able to understand or comprehend what an essay is, right? तो हाँ, मतलब 1.5 घंटे बाद अभी। तो यू ऑल आर मेंटली रेडी फॉर अ 3 आवर सेशन ना, क्योंकि आप लोग को काफ़ी मदद होगी। बिकॉज ये टेक्निक्स जो मैंने भी इम्प्लीमेंट किया था तो लगभग 20-25 मार्क्स का एनहांसमेंट तो हो ही जाता है। तो सबसे पहले अगर एक इंग्लिश में आप मीनिंग समझें व्हाट इज एन एसे, तो एसे इज अ क्रिएटिव पार्ट ऑफ क्रिएटिव पीस ऑफ राइटिंग, और ये एक ऐसी क्रिएटिव पीस ऑफ राइटिंग है जिसमें आप किसी पर्टिकुलर टॉपिक पे अपने आर्ग्यूमेंट्स रखते हो, राइट? अपने आर्ग्यूमेंट्स रखते हो. इट्स अ काइंड ऑफ डिस्कशन. सो अ की वर्ड इन दिस इज आर्ग्यूमेंट्स. Yes, sir. Sir. Okay, okay. Okay. So I'll be more in English. Yes, yes. Right, right, right. Sure, sir. Achha. Okay. Sure, sir. Sir. Okay, okay, okay. So, first of all, it is very important that you understand the meaning of an essay. So essay would be a piece of writing that is a discussion or a set of arguments on a particular topic, right? Now tell me one thing, if you want to argue on a certain point, if you want to discuss a certain point, then you need to have knowledge about that, right? So your arguments and your discussions would stem from your knowledge on that topic, right? So out of, see, when you see the essays question paper, you can see that there are two sets of questions, set A and set B. Now the question arises, how would you know which topic to choose? So that decision of yours would be guided by your knowledge. Knowledge है तो confidence है. If you have knowledge on a particular topic, you are confident about that topic. If you don't have the knowledge, then don't try to attempt that topic, right? Because with knowledge, you will be able to write 1000 to 1200 words. Without knowledge, you will be able to write only 500 words. And for rest of the essay, you would just be wasting words, wasting time, and wasting your efforts. So knowledge is very important, and this knowledge is going to guide your intuition. क्योंकि टॉपिक्स देखकर ऑफन योर इंट्यूशन क्लिक्स, राइट? सो योर इंट्यूशन विच इज नथिंग बट अ मेमोरी, अ गाइडेंस, राइट? accumulated memory could be called an intuition. So it is a knowledge, a guidance. So your intuition, you would intuitively know based on your knowledge that this is the topic I want to attempt. For example, when I had attempted my UPSC 2016 paper, I cleared in, I'm the 2017 batch, I cleared in 2016. So when I attempted the UPSC 2016 paper, my essay topic was river water disputes in federal India, interstate river water dispute in federal India. I had prepared this topic very well. So I had the knowledge, that's why I was able to apply that knowledge. Now, knowledge is very important. Before coming here, I had also watched a few YouTube videos because I also had to prepare myself for this lecture. So what I saw, that many of the people who are preparing YouTube videos or who are there on YouTube, they tell you start with an anecdote, start with an example, you must have proper quotations for that topic. ये सब सही है, पर आपका विषय ज्ञान, your knowledge of that subject is most important. Because I also check a lot of papers. So if I check papers, what I would be impressed with is how much depth you have in that topic. So the thing is, we don't have to move only horizontally across the topic. There should be vertical movement as well. इसका meaning मैं सब, I will explain everything. I'm just giving a kind of introduction. Horizontal movement across the topic means covering many dimensions of that topic is horizontal movement. जैसे आप लोग pestal approach you study, right? So that is horizontal movement. Social, economic, political, all these dimensions you would cover. I'll give you notes, don't worry. I've made my notes also. So that is horizontal movement across the topic. But if I correct the paper, I would not be happy with a student who just covers a topic horizontally. I would appreciate a student or an examinee who has gone into the depth of that topic. Means vertical movement. Vertical movement in the sense that if you choose a topic, if you choose a social topic, then you would have to understand all the depths of that social topic. So you would have to answer questions in that essay itself which arise from the topic, and that would encompass questions like what, when, where, how, etc. Why? Most important. This is going into the depth of things. If the social structure, if caste structure in India is such that a particular community faces discrimination, then you would need to know the reasons why, what, when, where, how. Then only try to attempt that topic, right? So going into the depth of the social aspects of that topic is equally important. Likewise, and if it is a social topic, then you need to have all the depth. But if it is an environmental topic, then likewise you will have to know the depth of the environmental issue. So usme why, what, when, where, how, everything you need to know. But if it is not segregated, it's not compartmentalized, suppose. The topic is not compartmentalized. Then in that case, you would have to touch all the topics, and still you would have to go into the depths of at least 3-4 issues. In all, you cannot go into the depths of all the dimensions, right? If you are going to the depth of social dimension, political, economic, cultural, that is sufficient, right? And you can touch other topics also, other dimensions also. For example, environmental, cultural, whatever topics, other dimensions are there. So you can touch them. But at least 3-4 ऐसे dimensions हैं जिसको आप depth में जाओ, तो that would help the examiner know how good your knowledge is. So that is important, right? Now we'll start. So this is just a kind of introduction. We'll start with some of the important things, and we'll go in a proper structured fashion. First of all, and most important, yeah. Which, ये वाला? Plus. Okay. 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 Yes. Thank you. Yes. सबसे important है UPSC's expectation. Start writing from this point, please. Before this, that was just an introduction. UPSC's expectation from the aspirant. That is the prime point. What is UPSC's expectation from you all? बहुत clearly, UPSC has defined its expectation from the students who are attempting the essay paper. First thing is, remain as close to the topic as possible. Remain as close to the topic as possible. When we do our rough sheet work, which is the most critical part, then you will be able to appreciate कि कैसे आपके essay writing में change आया, change आया. First of all, remain as close to the topic. It is very easy to write this, to listen to this, but very difficult to implement this. As close to the topic, first of all, you need to comprehend the topic. People do not understand the topic, and without understanding the topic, they start attempting the topic. So your comprehension of the topic is very important. So we'll take topics and we'll come to know how a topic is understood, how a topic is broken down into several smaller parts, which would help you score better. Second is arrange the arguments in orderly fashion. Arrange the arguments orderly, in order. So all the arguments need to be arranged in order. It is again easier said than done, because more often than not, we are not able to arrange our arguments in the right fashion, because we do not know how should the ideas flow, right? As I had said that in Hindi you call essay nibandh, so it is nirbadh flow of, without any boundaries. It is a flow of ideas without any boundaries. But UPSC essay needs to have boundaries. It needs to have boundaries, it needs to have certain orderly fashion, right? Next is concise presentation. This is very important. Why? Because the number of words which you have for attempting this essay is only 1000 to 1200. I think I did not count my number of words in the essay, but while attempting the essay both the times, first when I had got 140 and second time when I got better marks, so in both the times I saw that conciseness is very important. Conciseness means, Hindi में बोलते गागर में सागर. So if you understand the topic properly, then instead of beating about the bush, you would come to the topic directly. So hitting the topic where it is most needed. Concise होना जरूरी है. To the point, as you call. To the point. So this being to the point is going to help you in reducing the number of words, not being verbose. You know what verbosity is? Speaking a lot and not ending up meaning much. So instead of, suppose, using 2 words, you are using 10 words. So that is conciseness. And the last thing is reward. Reward would be given based on exact and effective presentation. So the word is exact plus effective presentation. Right? Exact and effective presentation is a must. Right? Again, easier said than done, but by the end of this lecture, I hope that you would be able to grasp all these aspects which are expected from a UPSC aspirant. Right? How? Let's see. Choose any UPSC year. 2025. चलो ठीक है. सबके पास UPSC मेंस है पेपर निकाल लीजिए ऐसे वाला. Please take out your you can find it on internet. UPSC mains paper essay 2025. You don't have your mobile? Okay. So I'll just read out. Okay. So no worries. पेपर आपके चॉइस का है, ठीक है, और दोनों सेक्शन में जो टॉपिक्स हैं वो भी आपके चॉइस के होंगे, ठीक है. आप बताइए आपको किस टॉपिक पे डिस्कस करना है, उसके मुताबिक हम लोग डिस्कस करेंगे. पहला पे करें, ट्रूथ नोज नो कलर, ठीक है. We directly came to the practical part, ठीक है, because I am also struggling with you. Struggling in the sense, when you are preparing, I am also preparing with you. So we'll struggle together and come up with a good essay, right? So tell me, which topic do you want? First one, section A. First let us read all the topics. एक बार पहले पढ़ लेते हैं. Let us read all the topics. First is truth knows no color. सत्य कोई रंग नहीं जानता है. Second topic is the supreme art of war is to subdue the enemy without fighting. बिना लड़े ही दुश्मन को परास्त करना युद्ध की सर्वोच्च कला है. Third is thought finds a world and creates one also. विचार एक एश लिखा हुआ है, एक दुनिया खोजती है, खोजता भी है और बनाता भी है. नेक्स्ट इज बेस्ट लेसन्स आर लर्न्ड थ्रू बिटर एक्सपीरियंसेस. सबसे अच्छे सबक सबसे अच्छे सबक कड़वे अनुभवों से सीखे जाते हैं. मेरे वाले में सनक लिखा हो, आप में भी वही है, सनक. सेक्शन बी, मडी वाटर इज बेस्ट क्लियर्ड बाय लीविंग इट अलोन. मैले पानी को अकेला छोड़ने से ही सबसे अच्छा जिसका भी मैंने डाउनलोड किया उसने बहुत गंदे तरीके से उसको ट्रांसलेट किया है, ठीक है. नेक्स्ट टॉपिक इज द ईयर्स टीच मच विच द डेज नेवर नो. नेक्स्ट इज इट इज बेस्ट टू सी लाइफ एज अ जर्नी नॉट एज अ डेस्टिनेशन. Next is contentment is natural wealth, luxury is artificial poverty. ठीक है. Truth knows no color. ठीक है. ये आप, this is the topic that you all have chosen. Your essay year, your topic, right? Now let us understand how you would attempt this topic. First of all, we'll try to divide this topic. In this topic, you, after preparing for civil service for at least 1 year, you do not require much background and much knowledge that I was talking about, right? This is a knowledge, I would say knowledge neutral kind of topic, because everybody has enough knowledge on this topic and it is more of application of mind, right? Truth, we'll divide the essay topic. The first attempt is we'll divide the essay topic into several subparts, right? Truth is the first part. Nose is another part. Nose. No color. This is known as conciseness. ज्ञान को, knowledge is being concised into 4 words. This is conciseness. And we have to deconstruct it. Increase the number of words, right? Every word in this has some meaning. So this is a topic in which you would have to go into the depth of every word to get good marks in this topic. First of all, you start asking basic questions. Basic questions, 4 or 5 questions. What is truth? Right? How do you know what is truth? Right? Why do you need truth? When is truth useful? And where can you use truth, and where maybe a white lie can be useful? Right? So I'm just giving an example how you can understand the topic. Truth knows no color. This is one part. Can anybody tell me what is truth? What is truth? सत्य क्या है? सत्य क्या है नहीं, मैंने उसका सत्य की क्वालिटी नहीं पूछी. आई एम नॉट आस्क्ड द क्वालिटी ऑफ ट्रूथ. यू आर टेलिंग मी truth is universal. But what is truth? It's a reflection of reality. Very good. Reflection of reality. और कोई? What else is truth? Unchanging. Indelible reality. What else? बहुत अच्छा पॉइंट्स आप लोग बता रहे. What else? ऐसे में जो दिमाग में आए वो आप बताते जाओ, कोई दिक्कत नहीं, आप बताते जाओ. रिफ्लेक्शन ऑफ परसीव्ड रियलिटी यू आर सेइंग. सो ब्रैकेट में परसीव डाल देते हैं. नेक्स्ट. ब्रैकेट में परसीव डाल देते हैं. रिफ्लेक्शन ऑफ परसीव्ड रियलिटी. और you want to say something? Huh? Truth is dharma. Truth is everything. Truth is God. So truth can be dharma also. But ठीक है, आप कैसे कनेक्ट करेंगे आई डोंट नो. धर्म क्या है? धर्म इज वंस ड्यूटी. Dharma also has subdivisions. One is known as sadharan dharma, one is known as swadharma. So dharma is a very big lofty concept. We will not go into that. So what else is truth? Huh? So truth means honesty, honest representation of something. That is truthfulness. Facts. So truth means facts as they are. और हाँ, आइडियल टाइप, सोशियोलॉजी वाला. ट्रूथ इज राइचियसनेस. वेरी गुड. इतने पॉइंट्स पे अभी हम लोग सोचते हैं. ये पहला जो टॉपिक है, इसमें आई विल ट्राई टू मेक यू स्टार्ट थिंकिंग. अपने दिमाग को कितने फील्ड्स में दौड़ा सकते हैं. ऐसे के लिए ना लेयर्स में आप समझेंगे. एक क्लास कोई मतलब अचानक से मैं अगर एक टॉपिक पकड़ लूं एंड इफ आई स्टार्ट ऑन अ पर्टिकुलर टॉपिक एंड आई विल नॉट बी एबल टू टेक यू टू दैट zenith that I want to take you to. I want you to start thinking, right? So very nice. The points that you all have made is very nice. These are the various aspects of truth or definition of truth. Gandhi ji said that I used to think that truth is God. I used to think that God is truth, but now I have realized that truth is God. I used to think that God is truth, but now I realize that truth is God. So, यहाँ से I can start if I have some kind of quotation. But what is truth? This is the prime question. First of all, whatever point you have told me, we'll try to break it into several different aspects and try to think whether your definition is all encompassing or not. No definition of truth can be all encompassing, because if truth is God, then God cannot be defined, so truth also cannot be defined. I can start my essay with this quotation as well. Reflection of perceived reality. First of all, it is a reflection, right? And you are saying reality. So reality exists, and you are saying that truth is a reflection of that reality. Is that truth being reflected through what kind of mirror? Is it a convex mirror, concave mirror? क्या है? Reflection जैसे ही हो गया. The moment you call it reflection, it would not be just like that original thing. You are forming an image of truth, right? And second word you are adding, perceived reality. So reality का एक perception and perception का reflection, right? So you are making things complicated. Don't go into that, right? If you say that truth is unchanging or indelible reality, this is good enough. What is indelible? That which cannot be rubbed out. Truth is righteousness, of course. Truth is righteousness, but you will have to explain how truth is righteousness. This is a good definition. Truth is honest representation. Honest representation, why? See, what is honesty? Honesty is being transparent with your thoughts, right? If I am saying that I am honest with you, that means I am not trying to hide any thoughts from you. I am being transparent to you, right? So when I say the truth is honest representation, so it is correct, because I know the truth is this, and I am honestly representing that truth to you. That means I am trying to be as close to the truth as possible. So this could be a ठीक-ठाक, good in fact definition. Presenting facts as they are. This is also a good definition. But how would you define what facts are? This is a chair, right? This is, what is this? Podium. This is a podium. It is a truth that this is a podium. ये podium है. I call it a piece of wood, right? Somebody calls it an output of the carpenter's work, right? Somebody else calls it a platform for the teacher to speak, right? Or I can call it a place where I can keep my mobile phone. ठीक है? So truth is something that is many dimensional, right? In Jainism there is a concept known as anekantvad. You must have read about that. So what is truth? Truth is one, people perceive it differently. Facts are one, but people perceive it differently. So facts as they are, that is the correct definition of truth, but we do not know what facts are. If I say that this is a piece of wood, that is also equally correct. So tell me what is truth? What is the truth? Is it a podium? You call it a podium because the English speaking people told you to call it a podium, right? Carpenter bolega, this is not a podium, I wanted to make it something else. You are using it as a podium, right? So facts as they are, what is a fact? We don't know. Facts are also subject to interpretation and your memory and your knowledge, previous knowledge. Ideal type is basically a set of ideas or concepts that are considered as the quintessential aspect of a particular topic. For example, ideal type, जैसे आपने ideal type बताया ना, प्लूटो वाला आइडियल, हमारी सोशियोलॉजी में भी आइडियल टाइप है. सो बेसिकली आइडियल टाइप का कॉन्सेप्ट ये है कि इट इज अ सेट ऑफ आइडियाज और कॉन्सेप्ट्स which are understood to be the standard of a particular, or they are said to be representing a particular topic, right? जैसे they can be ideal types for maybe caste, right? How do you define caste? So there could be several ideal types. If you have 6 different features, then that would be called as a caste group, right? Likewise, there could be ideal types for capitalism, right? So that is ideal type. Ideal type is a mental framework that we prepare, right? So वो framework prepare करने में भी तो हमारी पुरानी memory, हमारे पुराने जो concepts हैं, हमारे पुराने जो सोच हैं, whatever concepts we have, whatever our upbringing is, whatever our society is, everything plays a role. So if I am biased in certain way, will I be able to reach the truth? I will not be able to reach the truth. But truth knows no color. What is color here? What do you mean by color? See, I have tried to find out weaknesses in all your definitions, but I have myself not given any definition, because I also don't know what the definition of truth is. But what is close to truth? I can say honest representation could be something which is unchanging and indelible. That could be close to truth. Facts as they are could also be close to the truth. But what is color? Truth knows no color. What is color? Can you tell me, anyone? What do you mean by color? Color क्या होता है? What is रंग? ऐसे में दिमाग जितना चलाओगे, the more you are using your mind, the more you are able to think, the more you will be able to do well in the essay. And it is very critical in ensuring that you get a good rank or you get selected. So what is color? रंग क्या है? Biasness. हाँ. Biasness can be one thing. Prejudice, as you say, no? Prejudice. इश्क का रंग हो सकता है, बोलते ना इश्क का रंग चढ़ा. So what is the color of love? Pink. So what is color? Huh? That is prejudice. Indifference to any perception. Indifference. Color आ गया तो there is no indifference. Color means you are being affected by it. You are not indifferent. Yes. Prejudice, multi-dimensional. No, not multi-dimensional. The word is not multi-dimensional. but perceived in multiple ways, if you use this way. Perceived in multiple ways. That is color. Huh? Color contradiction, correct. Prejudice, contradictions, perceived in multiple ways. Huh? Perceived in multiple ways. Huh? Automated. Ornamental. Very good. Very good. Ornamental. Or band of frequency which is visible to us. Again, perceived in multiple ways में आ गया, परसेप्शन में आ गया वो. और क्या? कलर की किन चीजों का कलर होता है? आपकी आंखों का कलर है? किसी की आंखों का कलर देखा है? तो कलर, एक तो कलर इज ऑल्सो representing facts. Color is also representing facts. Multitude of facts, right? So, truth knows no color. Color का बहुत सारा definition we know. And you all have hit the point correctly. कि color means perception, contradictions, prejudice. ठीक है? Now what is knows? What is knowing? थोड़ा बोरिंग हो रहा है क्योंकि टॉपिक भी आप लोगों ने बोरिंग ही चूज किया है. तो इट इज बट सारे फिलोसफिकल टॉपिक्स ऐसे ही आ रहे हैं आजकल. सो यू नीड टू डेवलप इंटरेस्ट इन सच टॉपिक्स फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, राइट? सो इग्नू का एथिक्स का बुक है, आता है इग्नू एथिक्स बुक, MA इग्नू एथिक्स, MPY 001. If you have time, like those who are, I think it is MPY 001. Or maybe what I'll do is, मैं पढ़ रहा हूँ, I'm reading that, so I'll give the short में notes. ठीक है? I'm trying to pursue a master's in philosophy. So if I'm making notes, so I'll give that note to you all. ठीक है? So उसमें ये होगा ना कि all the philosophical topics you will be able to grasp well and you will be able to do well in those topics. Knows, what is knows? छोटा सा word है know, पर इसमें बहुत सारे layers छिपे हुए हैं. Every word is very layered. Whenever there is such kind of topic, it is very layered. The topic is layered, every word is layered. The more you appreciate the layers, the better marks you will get. Right? Knows, what is knowing? Awareness, yes. What else? Comprehension, वही understanding. पहले comprehension, manifesting, awareness. How do you become aware? Are you aware of your breath? कहाँ aware है? How many breaths are you taking in 1 minute? You are aware of your breath. We are not aware of anything. But we are aware of what? Knows. So the very good term. Once we start becoming aware of something, we start knowing that thing. You touch your heart, right? And you become aware of your heartbeats. Then you know that you are a human being. Otherwise ऐसे चलते रहते हैं. We do not understand, we do not comprehend. Do we realize that we are humans? ऐसे ही हम लोग किसी जानवर की तरह चलते रहते हैं. But the moment we become aware, ये ऐसा है, then we start appreciating, then we start knowing. So awareness is a very good word. Second is comprehension. अवेयरनेस के बाद कॉम्प्रिहेंशन आता है. वंस देयर इज अवेयरनेस, देन ओनली देयर इज कॉम्प्रिहेंशन. Comprehension of what? Awareness of breath leads to comprehension of the entire personality. Can lead to. I am not saying. Awareness of our being human being leads to comprehension of what a human being is. Right? So knowing is a very big concept. While I am studying that MA IGNU thing, the first thing that they say is, what is philosophy? Philosophy is the study of knowing what a human being is and what a human being is meant for. And what is the ultimate goal of a human being? The ultimate goal of a human being is knowing himself. The ultimate goal of being human is knowing oneself. This is one big sentence. So knowing is something that we all try to know something, but जानते नहीं है. We can be very close to knowing, right? Because knowing something means एक तो पहले खुद को जानना होगा, to know oneself, then to know the creator who has created me. There are so many things na? And we do not know ourselves also, because we do not know our positives, negatives, our potentials, our weaknesses, right? So knowing is something, when we don't know ourselves that well, how do we expect that we know others that well? So knowing is something that is lifelong process. Next is know. Another term which you mentioned was manifesting. Truth. Knows means manifesting. Knows means manifesting. Means if I know something, means I manifest this. Very good. If I know something, then I manifest this. Okay. Suppose if I know that there is discrimination in society, right? If I know that there is discrimination in society, then I can manifest that discrimination. Can I manifest that discrimination? Manifest, तो एक तो let us not go into the literal meaning of manifestation. Manifestation means giving a human form to something. यहाँ पे manifestation का meaning जो जिसने भी first word use किया, they did not want to mean manifestation means giving a human form, right? By manifestation you wanted to mean realization of something. ठीक है, यही है ना? Realization in the sense making something happen, right? Manifest something means you manifest something, that thing happens to you.
But the truth always doesn't do that way. Like truth manifests in certain way and we want it certain way. So that is a manifestation of truth.
Right, we want something in certain way and the truth manifests itself in certain way. First of all, when you manifest something, your manifestation is itself guided by your upbringing, your socialization, your the peer group, right? So if everything is manifested, if everything is guided by your society, by your culture, by your history, then your manifestation and your perception of your manifestation will also be guided by the same thing. So even if you have manifested something, you would think that it has turned into something good, but it may not be something good.
That is a manifestation of truth.
Right. So knowing, because there is problem with your knowing, there is problem with your manifestation also. Understood? Because nobody knows anything perfectly, right?
That's the beauty of truth.
So nobody can manifest the right reality for them. एक कहावत है हिंदी में, मन का हो तो अच्छा, मन का ना हो तो और भी अच्छा. हरिवंश राय बच्चन कवि हैं, अमिताभ बच्चन के पिताजी. वैसे भी कवि हैं, उनका इंट्रोडक्शन अमिताभ बच्चन के पिताजी देने की कोई जरूरत नहीं है. सो मन का हो तो अच्छा, मन का ना हो तो और भी अच्छा. आपने मैनिफेस्ट, व्हाट डिड यू मैनिफेस्ट? You manifested as you manifested yourself to be XYZ, but that did not materialize. Something else happened. And later on you realize that the other thing which happened was better. Right? Why? Because there was problem with your knowing. Right? You thought that you knew at that time that this is the best thing for you. But that was not the best thing for you. Right? And why was there a problem with your knowing? Because of your limited experience, because of your upbringing, because of your peer group. Right? समझ रहे हैं? You are able to appreciate. This is how you go into the depth of topics. Right? जब तक एक टीचर किसी टॉपिक को लेकर उसके डेप्थ में नहीं जाएगा, आप लोग को भी सोचना नहीं सिखाएगा, तब तक आप लोग कैसे अप्रिशिएट करोगे डेप्थ में कैसे जाना है? राइट? सो ऑलवेज वेन एवर टीचर कम्स टू यू, उनको बोलो कि कुछ मॉडल क्वेश्चंस करें, स्टार्ट करें, खुद करना स्टार्ट करें, बताएं कैसे होता है. ये भी एक तरीका है पढ़ाने का, मुझे ऐसा लगता है. ठीक है, अब हम लोग आते हैं नो. व्हाट इज नो? सी आई एम ऑल्सो स्ट्रगलिंग विथ यू. स्ट्रगलिंग इन द सेंस कि आई ऑल्सो डोंट नो. दिस इज द मतलब मेरे लिए भी न्यू है ना. आई डिड नॉट अटेम्प्ट 2025 ऐसे पेपर. व्हाट इज नो? नो मीन्स सिंपल नहीं, नेगेटिव, समथिंग नेगेटिव. Truth knows no color. It is something negative and it is associated with color. So no color means truth knows no color. Right? No में अब उतना कॉम्प्लिकेटेड नहीं है. No means no. In that movie Pink देखा है? No means no. So you can quote movies also. So whatever suits you. The flow should be good. There should be layers in your essay. You should be able to engage the person who is checking the paper. लगे कि हाँ ये इसने कुछ अलग लिखा है, कुछ नॉलेज वाला इंसान है. ऐसा बस पेस्टल अप्रोच फॉलो करके वो भी कर सकते हो, वो भी कर सकते हो. देखो कैसे है ना, बहुत प्रैक्टिकली मैं बताता हूँ. क्या होता है ना, द मोमेंट you are how many of you are attempting the mains this time? Okay, there's just one girl and you. Okay, you also. Okay, so दो टॉपिक रहते हैं ना आपके पास. तो एक देखो मेरे साथ भी ये हुआ, एक टॉपिक में तो जम के लिखा मैंने. I wrote that topic for I think 1 hour 50 minutes. I got so absorbed in that. इतना अच्छे, I had prepared that topic so well. Interstate river water dispute in federal India. I had prepared that topic so well. I wrote that topic for so long. I got only 1 hour for the other topic. Right? So that happens. We are all humans, and to err is human. But what do you do in such cases? Then you can follow the pestle approach in the second topic. Pestle approach or polity, economy, society, this, you can follow. जल्दी हो जाता है उससे, पर उससे मार्क्स थोड़े घट जाएंगे वो वाले पार्ट, because everybody is following the same approach. अब इसमें डेप्थ में जाते हैं. Truth knows no color. ठीक है. Now we'll start an exercise with those who are joined online also. I'll give you 10 minutes. I'll also write something on the board. Meanwhile, you all start writing. देखिए सुन लीजिए. You all start writing whatever strikes your mind regarding this topic. Don't first you understood the topic. We broke the topic down, right? That means we could appreciate that the topic is multidimensional. It has got many layers. इतना आसान लगता है उतना है नहीं. The more we go into the depth of the topic, the more we will be able to score. With this appreciation, let us do the rough sketch, which is very critical for any essay. Rough sketch banana. How do you start the rough sketch for a particular topic? Whatever idea hits your mind, write it down. जो भी आपको सही लगता है, truth knows no color से related, जो भी आपको सही लगता है आप लिखना स्टार्ट करो. यू स्टार्ट 4:11. आई टेक योर पॉइंट्स एट 4:21. 10 मिनट्स लिखो. वॉट एवर आइडिया, डोंट वरी क्या आता है, वॉट कम्स टू योर माइंड, डोंट वरी, जस्ट स्टार्ट राइटिंग, jotting down points 1 2 3 4 rough sketch में, not in the main essay, rough sketch. Do you have any extra pen paper? Done? Whatever you could write, especially those who are writing the mains this time. इस पे लिखा, इससे उतना अच्छे से लिख नहीं पा रहा था तो मैंने फिर पेन पेपर, बिकॉज आई ऑल्सो ट्राई टू गो इनटू द सेम मोड. So what I could write is, the ultimate goal of human morality is to know oneself. When the attempt to know oneself never ends, then how can there be a complete knowing of truth in any form? As it is said in Ramcharitmanas, Hari Ananta, Hari Katha Ananta. I can quote, I can write in Hindi as well. But Hindi मतलब script जो होगी, जैसे when I started writing my essay topic interstate water dispute, I started with a Hindi quote, रहीमन पानी राखिए बिन पानी सब सून, पानी गए न उबरे मोती मानुस चून. So it was Roman script, रहीमन, right? रहीमन, हिंदी वाला नहीं, देवनागरी लिपि नहीं इसमें. So Hari Ananta, Hari Katha Ananta, that means, Hari means here truth, can mean truth. That means truth is eternal and it has multi dimensions. So the story of that eternity, that truth, would also be multidimensional. Truth can only be known based on our perception of that truth. However, this perception of ours is guided by the society that we live in, the kind of polity that we have, the economy that we have in the society, and because we are guided by this perception, in the process we end up assigning colors to truth. So because of our perception we end up assigning colors to truth. However, the good thing about truth is that it is as it is. That means it is an unchanging reality, and our biased perception of a reality does not change the truth. Now I went into exploring the various dimensions of how, after giving examples, how at an individual level we can have one perception of truth, and that is guided by our reality, and that is guided by our upbringing, our society, our polity, our framework, culture, whereas the truth would be something that is unchanging. For example, Heer and Ranjha, they loved each other, that is the truth. The society, based on their perception, can interpret this love as lust, as anything else, right? So it is based on the perception of society, but the truth is love. Love is a truth. The love between them is truth, is true. That's why they were ready to die for each other. The economic numbers that we have in India, they reflect that even if we become the fourth largest economy or sixth largest economy of any large economy, but it is a truth that our per capita income is one of the worst in the world. This is the truth. We do not have to be skeptic about it, but we have to work towards improvement of this. So perception of this number of poverty as a concept. Poverty is a concept, it is a truth. Perception of this truth can be decided by so many numbers. GDP is one number. Some people would say that Human Development Index is another number. So there are so many ways of perceiving this truth, which is poverty, right? So this is how you would apply this topic to different aspects. Economy mein poverty is a concept. Individual mein I could say love is one concept. Polity, I can say that democracy is something that is a more superior form of governance. This is the truth that I feel this is my truth. But then it has colors. Why does it have colors? Because of the different experiences of different countries with this democracy, with different experiments of the various countries with this democracy. Certain countries were very successful and certain countries were not very successful. Has India been successful with democracy? Yes, largely we have been very successful with our democracy, because there was a time, Ramchandra Guha writes in his book India After Gandhi, there was a time when the naysayers had said that India as a country would break apart into so many parts, because just like Europe, right, as different is Spain from England, is the same kind of difference that Punjab has with Tamil Nadu. So they will be different countries. But thankfully, and thanks to the people of India, and thanks to the freedom fighters, which sowed the seeds of oneness among us, that India not only did well in democracy, but also conducted elections year after year, and we are doing faring well in that front also. So this is the way I would start writing the essay topic, and this is how I would approach the essay topic. Now, at the same time, after writing all these things, I would also start arguing in the other direction. Argumentation has to have in all directions. ये सब लिख दिया कि truth is one. मेरा पहला पार्ट जो था essay का, विशेष की नहीं, truth is one. Our perception of truth, which is guided by our experiences, our upbringing, our society, our culture, our history, makes us feel that truth is different, changes our perception, but truth is one, right? But in the second half of the essay, I will start arguing in the other direction, and that is also very important. That I might start with the concept of Gautam Buddha. That change is the only constant. He said that change is the only constant. So if change is the only constant, means truth also changes. I don't know. But the fact is, new dimensions of truth can come into light with time. For example, it was a truth. It was perceived as a truth that Earth is at the center of the universe, and all the other stars and the sun and all the other planets revolve the Earth. With scientific development, we came to know that sun is at the center of the solar system and Earth revolves around it. Later on, now we have come to know that sun is also a speckle of dust in this entire universe. So the more you know, the better truth reveals itself to you. Truth knows no color, but for truth to not know color, our truth, means our perception of truth, to not know color, we should also know. So our enhancement of knowing will also enhance our perception of truth. ज़्यादा कॉम्प्लेक्स तो नहीं हो रहा है ना, सिंपल ही है ना, बस थोड़ा सोचने का और मैंने बस तरीका बताया, ठीक है. सो आर एनहांसमेंट ऑफ नोइंग, कैसे एनहांस हुआ हमारा नोइंग? थ्रू साइंटिफिक डिस्कवरीज, थ्रू एक्सपेरिमेंटेशंस, थ्रू पीपल गोइंग टू स्पेस, थ्रू curiosity. So through our knowing, we could know that the original truth that we knew was colored, was biased, was wrong, right? And on this fact, people have been hanged by kings in the past times. Those who dared to say that Earth is at the center of the world, sun is at the center and the Earth revolves around that sun. Those who dared to speak this truth could not stand up against those whose minds were colored at that time. The kings at that time had their minds colored, biased. बायस्ड माइंड वाले ट्रूथ नहीं समझे, बट विथ टाइम व्हेन द बायसेस वेंट अवे बिकॉज ऑफ साइंटिफिक टेम्पर, एक्सपेरिमेंटेशन, वी कुड assign new color to truth. We have assigned new color to truth, right? Have we understood truth now also in correct form? No, we have assigned a new color. So with our more knowing, we are assigning new colors to truth. So can truth be colorless? Can truth be colorless? It has to have some color at some point of time, right? It has to have some color at some point of time, because who is finally the person who is exploring the truth? We are the explorers. So without the explorers there would not be any truth. ईश्वर तभी है जब इंसान है, ईश्वर होंगे ही नहीं जब इंसान नहीं होगा. God, man created God. God did not create man. Truth is created by humans. So when humans know that there is God, then there is the God. Otherwise there is no God. Understood? So, knowing truth, ab dekho, after knowing that sun is at the center of the world, we gave a new color to truth. Right? कि sun मध्य में है. We gave a new color to truth. Suppose something else comes later on. कुछ डार्क एनर्जी, डार्क मैटर की भी बात चलती है यूनिवर्स में, कुछ और आ जाता है तो फिर से नया कलर, वील गिव अ न्यू कलर टू ट्रूथ अगेन. हाँ, जस्ट मैं बताता, वील गिव अ न्यू कलर टू ट्रूथ, राइट? सो वी आर बेसिकली ऑलवेज गिविंग कलर टू ट्रूथ. ट्रूथ, वी आर ऑलवेज गिविंग सम कलर टू द ट्रूथ. Truth for us is never colorless, because we are the persons who have created truth. This is my perception. मैं ऐसे लिखता कि I have created God, I have created truth. So I will decide what is the color of truth, what should the color of truth be, and my knowing as a human being will change the color of truth. I am open to thinking, I am open to experimentation, I am open to new ideas. So the enhancement of my knowing as a human being will change the color of the truth, but it will always be colored, because I know that I am a human and I have my limitations. Can you appreciate? समझ रहे? You can appreciate ना, because I find this class is very bright, because जो लोग हैं the points also that you are making, you understood? ये लिखोगे तो अच्छे मार्क्स आएंगे ना, you'll get good marks ना. You are appreciating. If I am a person who is writing the examination, if I say that I am creating truth, and since my knowing is limited by my atmosphere, by my milieu, and I am open to experimentation and changes, and with every change in society, with every change in milieu, my knowing changes, it gets enhanced, and therefore the color that I gave to that truth also changes. From pink it became red, but it's still colored, no. So can you remove color from truth? No. This is the other point जो मैं बोलता. ठीक है? ठीक है? This is the other set of arguments that I would have made. And in the conclusion, क्या लिखते? What would I have written? See, conclusion में I would have written that though truth is colored, it has biases, but still there are certain values that should be the guiding light for our perception of truth or for our consumption of truth. Means, if we have to survive in a society, right? Someday if somebody says that love is required for the sustenance of society, right? Some person can also say there could be some planet जहाँ पे, why some other planet? Competition is the truth in our society, in our planet. Species compete with each other. They compete within their own species also. Survival of the fittest, right? So it is a reality. Competition is a reality. Hatred is also a reality, right? Not liking each other, jealousy is a reality. These are also realities. This is also truth. But what should be the attempt of human society or human morality? The attempts of human society or human morality should be to focus on those values which help in the development of every human being, development of a society to their topmost fullest potential, right? So for that you need qualities like honesty, integrity, this, right? That is one aspect. I can write that these points I can write कि even if I am coloring truth, I am coloring it in a way which is suitable for everyone. So the color of my truth should be such that values which are acceptable to all, which lead to equal opportunity for all, which lead to well-being of all, should be accepted and should be promoted. ठीक है? For example, it is a truth that everybody is made different, right? But if we inculcate the value of equality of opportunity in our society, right, then we are giving one color to truth. We are giving a color. What is the color? Color is equality of opportunity is a color, right? It is also a color. Why is it a color? Tell me why equality of opportunity is also a color. You call it a capitalistic idea. I say that equality of opportunity, why should everyone have equal opportunities? I can say. ठीक है. So you are telling me the history of this concept of equality of opportunity, the teleology, as you are saying. ठीक है, लेकिन equality of opportunity is also a kind of color. बहुत लोग ये बोल सकते हैं कि नहीं, there should not be equality of opportunity. There are people who actually think this way. Those who are born higher off or higher up in society, they should have better opportunity. था ना एक टाइम पे, there was a time when truth was perceived in such a way that the son of a king would be the king, right? That was the perceived that was the color given to truth at that time. But what is the color that we are giving to truth right now? Equality of opportunity is also a color, because we do not know what is the exact frame, what is the best thing. Reservation is a kind of color, right? It is an attempt to give equality of opportunity. It is a color, right? But it is the best possible color that we are thinking of right now. इससे भी अच्छा कुछ हो सकता है फ्यूचर में, ठीक है? Reservation is a color. इससे भी अच्छा कुछ हो सकता है सिस्टम, जिससे by virtue of which everyone will have better opportunity. So that is also a color. So the color that we have to give to our truth, our collective truths, should be such that it leads to well-being of most of the people, most of the time. Utilitarian concept. Happiness of most of the people, most of the time, is one way by which I can conclude. Right? Other thing is, right, so this is one of the ways. Truth has many colors, multi-dimension, but we as a society should give that color to truth, which leads to well-being of all. This is how I could have attempted this topic, right? और भी हो सकते थे, मतलब I could have, of course I am giving the overall but the more you know about GS topics, the more you know about society, the more you know about history, culture, everything. You can give plenty of examples, but this is the structure that I would have made. Now I would request those who are appearing for mains, थोड़ा कुछ points बताओ आप लोग क्या सोचे थे, आप बता सकते हो क्या सोचे हो, क्या what do you think we should have written in the I'll ask everyone, be prepared. I know some of you are feeling sleepy also. Some are listening to me very interestedly, but some are sleepy. But ठीक है. But tell me. हाँ, जोर से बोलो. Very good. He started with that anecdote. Aswathama मारा गया. Right. The truth is that Aswathama who was killed was an elephant. Right. But Krishna or whoever colored that truth. Right. So, but then why did they color the truth? They colored the truth in order to achieve that target. What was the target? To prevalence of justice or righteousness. So if you can relate to that, then it is a very good example. What else? Social media example is giving that on social media there are so many people, and even AI example is giving that using AI AI is a different level of truth only. Matlab it is creating a different kind of truth. Right. Very good. Next. So you are giving different examples. Right. What other dimension what other depth you could add? कुछ वो डायरेक्शन में जाइए. What other new depth you could add to this topic? Depth in the sense कि what kind of new argumentation you could give, or what new insight you could give. So as सत्य परेशान हो सकता है, पराजित नहीं हो सकता. मतलब truth can be troubled, but it won't be defeated. Why? Because truth is finally going to win. Truth is the honest representation of facts, and finally honest representation of facts would be the winner. Right? In essay, you don't have to be very diplomatic also. You just have to give a free flow to your mind. Right? आगे और कुछ? ठीक है ना? Now you allegory of caves. Aristotle. किसने किया? Plato. Okay. You have got very good choice of words, so all the best for mains. Just choose the topic very wisely, the essay topic, and you cannot run away from philosophical topics, but you will have to go into the depth of philosophical topics. So you have done whatever points you have raised, they are good. So other than that, और क्या? हाँ. फिर से बोलिए कोट. हाँ. Is it a spectrum of many colors? फिर आपने इंट्रोडक्शन में ये सब समझाया. ओके ओके. इफ वेरी गुड अप्रोच. Yes. 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 So as I can see that essay is coming very naturally to you. काफ़ी naturally आप लिख पा रहे हैं essay. That's very good. So you should उसमें आप और dimension जितना बढ़ाएंगे, the more number of dimensions you are adding to your essay, the better it will be. You have a very natural and nice flow of essay writing. Very good. The entire concept of gravity changed because of this quantum physics. So as I said, at one point of time we were saying that sun is at the center of the universe, and it is because sun is attracting all the planets with its own gravity. Now the concept of gravity only changed. It is the in the time space framework, it is a dent, or not a dent but a warp in the time space curvature. It is a curvature in the time space fabric, right? तो पूरा concept ही change हो गया. अब एक नया color दे दिया. What is gravity? The color of gravity. Gravity is equal to m1 m2 by r square. G into m1 m2 by r square. ये gravity था. Now the concept of gravity changed. This is a new color we added. Are we sure this is the truth? We are not sure. We are again giving a new color. We do not know what is truth, because knowing is an endless process, right? This is एक topic. This is one topic that we discussed. Now, time ले रहे हैं. I am taking your time, I know, but what we'll do is, in the second topic, we'll go a level up. And what you have time now? है time या नहीं है? We'll go a level up, write down all the points. Again, same thing. 10 minute ही तो लग रहा है. And now we start numbering the points. Not numbering. Yes. You are also. Yes. Please tell me. You are saying that truth are of two types: objectivity of truth, objective truth, subjective truth. But when you are saying that objective truth is colored by so many things, then itself the truth itself becomes subjective. No, objective also becomes subjective. Our perception is subjective. So our perception, our subjective perception of truth, of objective truth, gave a color to the truth. What is subjective truth then? But what is subjective truth then? But that is also a problem with our perception only, na? Our knowing. So limitations of our knowing leads to ठीक है. नहीं, but still I would like to argue on the issue of subjective truth, objective truth. Objective truth being perceived subjectively by us because of two reasons, as you said, perception, and second is knowing limitation of our knowing. यही दो है reason. They make their objective truth subjective. But जो already subjective truth है, उसका example आपने बहुत अच्छे से नहीं बताया. ये भी तो ऑब्जेक्टिव है. आपका ठीक है, आपका ये अप्रोच करने का तरीका ना वो अलग है, पर वो भी सही है, ठीक है, कुछ सही गलत नहीं होता है ऐसे में। आपका द वे यू आर अप्रोचिंग दिस टॉपिक इज अ बिट डिफरेंट फ्रॉम माई अप्रोच, because the other part that you are saying now, that I am linking that to giving different colors. So my thing is, the more we know, the more the different color that we assign. But in the end, we are always giving a color. That means in the end, we are always ending up with something subjective only. ठीक है, that is good. So your way of approaching this essay is also good. There is no hard and fast way of approaching any essay. But you should be able to convince the examiner that your essay is good, right? So that convincing power is very much important. That makes me come to some of the important things जो मैं छोड़ नहीं सकता. पहला जो points मैं बता देता हूँ, you don't have to write, लिखो मत, there is no need to write. I'll share this if you want. Essay is a free flow of thought. कोई डाउट नहीं है? हर डायरेक्शन में फ्री फ्लो होता रहेगा. इज इट अलाउड, यू आर अलाउड टू फ्रीली फ्लो इन ऑल डायरेक्शंस? नहीं. सो यू नीड टू फ्लो विथ रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी. फॉर यूपीएससी essay you need to flow with responsibility. The river of your ideas need to flow with responsibility. Responsibility in the sense कि you should not flow so much in one direction that you forget that there is time constraint. You forget that you have to cover many dimensions of the same topic. आप बस you get a society topic, you just write about society, नहीं चलेगा. You have to have multi-dimensional approach. People say don't go for pastel approach. That means don't make it very obvious while going for pastel approach. मैं भी तो when I tried to write about, or when you tried to talk about the various perception of truth, you also talked about economic situation of a person, you talked about the social situation, cultural, historical, everything you talked about, right? So you are also going into the same pastel approach only, na? Political, social, economic, everything. But you don't have to make it very obvious. जो हम लोग करते थे. Now we will go into the economic aspects of this topic, और economic को underline कर दिया. This kind of approach UPSC is not liking anymore. UPSC is not appreciating that everyone is doing the same thing, economic, social, political, and you are underlying economic, social, political. Be subtle, right? Everyone, देखो दो औरतें हैं, there are two women, ठीक है, both are wearing very nice jewelry, ठीक है. One knows how to be subtle and show off, and one knows no such subtlety, so she'll show off in a very obvious way. People would not appreciate the latter, but they would appreciate the former. Both are doing the same thing, ठीक है. So UPSC formula is multi-dimensional approach. You have to go into the economic, social, political, environmental, all these aspects of an essay, but don't make it very obvious, right? Don't make it economic underline, social underline, ऐसे नहीं. You have to go into the various aspects using maybe connectors, using questions, like for example कोई भी एक टॉपिक पकड़ते, जैसे लेट अस गो इनटू द अदर टॉपिक. सपोज यू गिव मी अ टॉपिक, एनी टॉपिक यू वांट, एनी टॉपिक दैट यू वांट. हाँ, बेस्ट लेसन्स आर लर्न्ड थ्रू बिटर एक्सपीरियंसेस. ठीक है. बेस्ट लेसन्स, अगेन स्टेप बाय स्टेप. पहले 10 मिनट का यू कुड अंडरस्टैंड कि हाउ डू यू गो इनटू द डेप्थ ऑफ एनी टॉपिक. बट यहां पर फॉर दिस एसे व्हाट वी विल डू इज वी विल डू एज वी as we are going to do in the UPSC paper. वो पेपर में क्या करेंगे? First we will divide the topic best lessons term 1. We did this in the other essay also. Are learned second term through bitter experiences third. 1 2 3. ठीक है. अब क्या करेंगे? You broke this. थोड़ा you give 2-3 minutes time. You understand the topic. Without understanding the topic, you will not be able to write. Best lessons. So lessons, best lessons, not any average lesson, are learned. मतलब you are learning those lessons through bitter experiences. So not any kind of experience, bitter experience. You have to write an essay about this topic, right? First thing should be, you should be confident about this topic. कभी पहले you must have read something about this. That will give you some kind of intuition कि हाँ, I am confident with this topic. I can write about this topic, right? So, because I have read about such issues, so you can go for this topic. Once you have decided the topic, once you are confident, then don't think twice. Start preparing a rough sketch, right? Wait. Start preparing the rough sketch, and when you start preparing the rough sketch, you start jotting down all the points one by one, whatever comes to your mind, and then we will decide what is to be written in the introduction. अभी मत decide करो what is should be the quotation. जैसे आ रहा है दिमाग में लिखते जाओ, and then we'll decide what is coming to my mind in the introduction, what is the conclusion, what is the first paragraph, second paragraph, third paragraph. So we'll keep on numbering the paragraphs. 1, 2, 3. Once we prepare the rough sketch and we number the paragraphs, then it is 90% of our work is done. We just need to frame the main essay. So let us do this for this essay. I know I am being usually lectures क्या होते हैं कि मतलब आते हैं वो बताते हैं PPT दिखाते होंगे और चले जाते होंगे. I am making you work. Sorry for that. So no, because I am making you work. आप लोग से लिखवा रहा हूँ. But sorry for this. But then कम से कम 20-30 ऐसे तो लिखना चाहिए before going to the mains. ठीक है? You write 10 minutes में क्या आ रहा है आपके दिमाग में जो आ रहा है आप लिखो. इस बार पेज आप दे देना मैडम या कोई आपके पास है किसी के पास. Yeah, I have this sheet. I'll write on this. I'm making you write, but you need to write at least 20 essays before going to the mains. Make it clear. 20 essay लिखना है, वहाँ पे experiment नहीं करना. Because you should know how to write essays and get those essays checked by some senior. Done? Everyone has written down the points? 10 minutes हो गए ना? Now what you do is, you all have written down all the points that came to your mind, ये topic देखकर. Now you start arranging these points one by one. Give number 1 to those points which you think should be there in the introduction. Number 2 to the next paragraph point. Number 3 to next, and finally conclusion. Numbering start कीजिए आप. You start numbering. सबसे कैची क्या होना चाहिए? What should you begin with? Number that. टॉप पे क्या होना चाहिए? एंड ऐसे होना चाहिए. ये इतना सजा के मत लिखिए. रफ शुड बी एकदम रफ, एकदम गंदा सा. हाँ वो स्टार्ट करते बस. ऐसे मतलब आई हैव रिटन एनीवेयर एंड देन आपका भी आपका बहुत सजा हुआ है. तो ठीक है. तो इट शुड बी लाइक ठीक है, यू कैन राइट दैट वे, बट यू आर राइटिंग 1 2 3 पहले से ही. नहीं, let any thought come to your mind. Let you don't have to start writing the essay right now. Let any thought come to your mind. ठीक है? How did you write? हाँ ऐसे ही गंदा सा लिखा है. ठीक है. So basically now you start numbering these points as you think should be the first point, second point, third point in your essay. Start. You have 5 minutes for that. सी सपोज दीज आर द पॉइंट्स मैंने जैसे जोट डाउन किया है, ठीक है. आई वुड, जैसे गांधी जी का मेरे दिमाग में आया, ठीक है. गांधी जी वॉज ट्रैवलिंग फॉर डर्बन टू प्रिटोरिया इन अ फर्स्ट क्लास वैलिड ticket, right, in first class compartment. He was forcibly thrown off the train during his travel because of racial segregation laws in the then South Africa, right. So it was a very bitter experience for Gandhi ji. इसको मैंने point 1 डाला है because I want to start with that story. That is point 1 for me. Now then I go on to say कि Gandhi ji, because of that bitter experience that he had, he started his movements in South Africa, and because of the bitter experiences in the movement that he had in South Africa, he could experiment with different kinds of movements in India, right. So finally it was a good lesson, it was the best lesson not only for Gandhi ji but also for the entire country as a whole. So ये मेरा, this is my first point. Second is, what are the kinds of bitter experiences one can have in life. So this will be like, if I fail a test in life, for example, so I can make this point number 2. ये point 1 है, ये 2 है overall. Or if I fail a test, or if I fail in life, or my values were not supported my values failed in life. For example, if I as such did not fail, but the values that I began with, they failed in life, or they failed at a point of time. For example, I thought that ye sahi hai. This at this point of time, I thought that this is the correct thing to do, and my values also said that this is the correct thing to do, but because of the society pressure, because of the office work pressure, or because of XYZ reasons, my values were not supported at that point of time. I had a bitter experience. Fourth, I did not get opportunities in life, maybe. So maybe some people got more opportunities, or because I was born poor, I was born disabled, I was born with some kind of problem. So I had all these bitter experiences. So this is the bitter experiences that I may have as a person. As a society also, we may have several bitter experiences. For example, certain section of society can have the bitter experience of untouchability. So society wise also, I'll write. Society wise also, I'll write. So after point number 3, this will be point 5. Certain sections of the society can have bitter experience of untouchability, and because of bitter experience of untouchability, they were the best lessons that we incorporated in our Constitution of India. So Constitution, the best lessons that we learned out of that kind of discrimination led us to frame a constitution which was more in the favor of egalitarianism. Fourth, I can write, because of our bitter experience during the 1990s crisis, where when India's gold was mortgaged, that we opened our economy to LPG, liberalization, privatization, globalization. So because of that experience, bitter experience, we could have a good lesson. So economic point I could write, without mentioning economic underline. I touch the dimension without mentioning that it is an economic dimension. So that I could write. This is 6. 7. Because of so many bitter experiences that we had in the field of environment, so many tigers were being killed, elephants were being poached, the tusk of elephants was being poached, so many wild animals became endangered, right? So because of that experience, we passed so many laws, environmental protection laws, right? And today the reality is that we are doing so well when it comes to tiger preservation, when it comes to wildlife preservation. India is doing very well in those directions. So वो environmental aspect भी लिख दिया. 8th में if I could write, because of our bad experience with the emergency, political अगर dimension लिख रहे हैं. So because of the bad experience that we had in emergency, we could create a kind of society, a kind of awareness where people were so aware that never was emergency repeated in our country, right? So that is a political experience. Or because of the bitter political experience that we had during the British time, where rights were not given to the citizens, that on being free, on gaining freedom, we decided that adult suffrage or adult franchise should be given to all the citizens of the country on being free. Very few countries of the world gave adult suffrage to all the citizens on being free. India was one such country. Why? Because we had bitter experience of subjugation of rights, of subjugation of our rights and freedom during the British rule. So all these सब आ गया, economic, political, social सब आ गया. Dimension तो ऐसे ही बढ़ाएंगे ना, without writing कि I am going into economic direction, political dimension. ये समझ के? Now the thing is, अब इसके बारे में I could write so many things. Now, but problem is, how do you define that the lesson was good? Tell me, how do you define that a particular lesson was good? Outcome, yes. You अभी मतलब जितने लोग हैं उतने जगे हुए हैं, बताइए. If you become a better person, so lesson. So this decision that the lesson was good is also a qualitative thing, right? So the lesson was good. Maybe I became a better person, society became better, democracy became strong. ठीक है? So these were the good lessons. But there are chances when even with bitter experiences we can have bitter lessons and very bad lessons. जैसे example, give me example. This is giving more dimensions. मतलब it is like experience and lesson. Positive experience, positive lesson. Negative experience, positive lesson. Positive experience, negative lesson. Negative, negative. Can you give examples? इस तरीके से can you think? Tell me. Yes. First one. First अभी हमने we have discussed so many ना. Second one. Tell me. No, we have not discussed about the first one. Sorry. Wait, just a moment. I'll come back to your point. Positive experience with positive lesson. I'll come to the second point. First, I'll come back to you. Positive experience with positive lesson. Example बताओ.
Got a scholarship and completed graduation.
हाँ?
I got a scholarship and the lesson is I completed graduation.
This is the outcome, of course. But lesson. Positive experience, positive outcome. Lesson. Huh? How much? Huh, so what was the lesson?
Sir, he got to know 9,999 days could not work.
So like
He tried 9,000 times.
If you can write this way, they're very good. So positive experience, positive lesson. मैं एक example बताता हूँ. Positive experience. हाँ?
medical UPSC topper and become a topper next. It can be a positive
लेसन क्या है? लेसन. हाँ, लेसन से जोड़ना है ना एक्सपीरियंस और लेसन को. आउटकम छोड़ दो, लेसन बताओ. टॉपिक में लेसन है. हम लोग वी हैव टू कमिंग बैक टू द थीम. बताइए वो पॉजिटिव एक्सपीरियंस कैसे हो गया? वो आपका बाद में काम आएगा. देखिए कैसे इसका डायमेंशन ऐसे का बढ़ा रहे हैं हम लोग. पॉजिटिव एक्सपीरियंस, पॉजिटिव लेसन. मैं एग्जांपल बताता हूं. आई गो टू अ कंट्री ऑफ विच आई हैव हर्ड मेनी नेगेटिव थिंग्स अबाउट, राइट? I have heard that in that country people are very bad, right? Or I have heard that in that country suppose the food is very bad, ठीक है? So but when I went there, I had a very good experience. So that was positive, but what was the positive lesson in this case? Huh? Yes, very good. Excellent. So, the lesson that I got for my life is not to judge a book by its cover, not be biased, not to be blown away by rumors. Very good. Right? So, positive experiences. There are stories like people went to Japan and there was a yogi who went to Japan and he was very hungry. Or he just said, I am very hungry. And there is a Japanese guy who brought him a bag of apples. Because of this positive experience, he had very good feelings for the Japanese, who at one point of time were considered very cruel because of the bombing and all that they had done in Pearl Harbor. So, इस तरीके से you don't judge, because of your positive experiences, you get a lesson of not judging people based on rumors or based on the biases that people have, right? That can be one thing. What is the negative experience? बताइए, आप ही बताइए, उसमें means दे रहे हैं ना. Positive experience, positive lesson का कुछ बता सकते हैं? Is a positive experience. Civil war is a negative experience that leads to a positive lesson, which is abolishment of slavery in the US by Abraham Lincoln, right? So it is a very good experience. कुछ बताइए, जो अभी नए बेस दे रहे वो बताएं. PL 480 and green revolution. इसको दोनों से आप जोड़िए. पॉजिटिव एक्सपीरियंस, पॉजिटिव लेसन. लेसन मीन्स समथिंग दैट स्टेज विथ यू फॉर लाइफ. अच्छा, टेल मी, नेगेटिव एक्सपीरियंस क्या था? Yeah, very good. We had to import wheat. We had to import grains. It was a very negative experience, which gave us a very good positive lesson that we should be self-sufficient in agriculture. So that is a lesson that we learned. Lesson is something that stays with us for long, right? Ma'am, you were saying something about the second point. Experience what? Untouchability is a negative experience which led us to a positive lesson which we inculcated in the constitution of the country, incorporated in the constitution of the country. Very good. What is a positive experience? Positive experience leading to negative lesson? मैनहट्टन प्रोजेक्ट थोड़ा डिटेल्स में बताइए. वेरी गुड. सो न्यूक्लियर एनर्जी बनी पर उसका नेगेटिव लेसन कैसे होगा, लॉन्ग टर्म में कैसे हुआ? इट वॉज अ नेगेटिव एक्सपीरियंस, नॉट अ नेगेटिव लेसन. सो इट इज अ गुड लर्निंग देन. एक्सपीरियंस हो रहा है, वही तो मैं बोल रहा हूँ. वेरी गुड. Good times, good experiences can create weak men. Right? As they say, happiness is shallow, sadness is deep. So, sadness adds depth to the personality. Very good. Negative experience, negative lesson. हाँ, very good. Correct. क्यों? इसमें कोई बात नहीं है. So many negative experiences are there with so many negative lessons. Social media is heart broke and then depression and all this. Lesson क्या है इसमें? Depression is also an experience. First you understand what is a lesson. हाँ, that is a negative experience. Apartheid was a negative experience. लेसन क्या है इसमें? Okay. नहीं, अच्छा पॉइंट बता रहे कि एक बार उनका एक्सपीरियंस खराब रहा एंड हाँ, एक बार, बहुत सारे एग्जांपल्स हैं. एक बार आपके साथ अगर कुछ ऐसा बुरा हो गया तो आपने कोई बायस बना लिया. वही कंट्री वाला जो मैं एग्जांपल बता रहा था, दूध का जला भी ठीक है, ये भी है, छाछ भी फूक फूक कर पीता है. नहीं, वो तो अच्छी बात है ना, अच्छा लेसन है. नेगेटिव लेसन दो. नेगेटिव लेसन जैसे किसी कंट्री में आप 2-3 इंडियन से मिले, ठीक है, वो लोग लिटर करते हैं, कचरा इधर उधर फेंकते हैं. आपका ये एक्सपीरियंस हो गया, आपने सोचा कि ये इंडियन में यही है आपका, आप बायस हो गए. आपको लेसन तो एक बायसनेस का ही मिला ना, प्रेजुडिस मिला ना आपके दिमाग में. बताइए. लाइफ हिस्ट्री ऑफ, वेरी गुड, एक्सेलेंट, एक्सेलेंट. माओवाद, आतंकवाद क्यों पैदा होता है किसी सोसाइटी में? क्योंकि उनके पास बैड एक्सपीरियंसेस होते हैं और उनके बैड एक्सपीरियंसेस हैव लेड टू मेकिंग देयर पर्सनालिटी not very conducive to social well-being of others. So making the very good example. Bad experience क्या है? Poverty, this, that, माओवाद बढ़ा, ठीक है, उसके कारण बैड लेसन क्या हो गया? उनका पर्सनालिटी ये होना चाहिए था कि they should have ended the problem itself, but they became the problem. Right? Very good example. So this is also a way by which you can. पहला तो हमने बता दिया हाउ वी एक्सप्लेन्ड हाउ द टॉपिक बैड एक्सपीरियंसेस, बेस्ट लेसन्स आर लर्न्ड विद बिटर एक्सपीरियंसेस, पूरा बता दिया. सोशल, इकोनॉमिक, सारे एंगल बता दिए. बट देन वी वेंट ऑन टू डाइव डीपर इनटू अदर एस्पेक्ट्स ऑफ द सेम टॉपिक. कि टॉपिक लीनियर कभी नहीं लेना है, टॉपिक के और डायमेंशंस भी देखने हैं. और बेस्ट वे ऑफ लुकिंग इनटू द डायमेंशन इज डू दिस. इफ दिस इज यस, देन दिस इज नो. एग्जाम्पल, दिस यस, दिस नो। ट्रूथ में भी ये कर सकते थे, ट्रूथ एंड कलर में भी ये कर सकते थे हम लोग। ये आप देखोगे ये वाला फॉर्मूला हर जगह काम आएगा। समझ गए? ये एक नई चीज बता रहा हूं और पढ़ाते पढ़ाते भी आया मेरे दिमाग में। ठीक है, तो ये हर जगह आप लोग के साथ कर सकते हैं। और मतलब आई एम वेरी हैप्पी दैट दोज हु आर देयर दे आर गिविंग सच गुड एग्जाम्पल्स। सो आप लोग यू आर थिंकिंग कि दिस इज हाउ यू वुड मेक योर एसे मोर एनरिच्ड। आप लोग देख रहे हैं कि हमने डायमेंशन भरा है ना, वर्ड्स, वी आर नॉट मेकिंग आवर वर्ड्स कॉम्प्लिकेटेड, राइट? वी आर जस्ट डाइवर्सिफाइंग आवर अप्रोच, मेकिंग आवर एसे मल्टी डायमेंशनल, increasing the number of aspects, increasing the number of faces of the essay, increasing the number of ways in which, मैम आप तब से हाथ उठा रहे थे, आप बता सकते प्लीज, बिकॉज सेम पॉइंट माओइज्म वाले। और अभी जो लोग, अभी 3 लोग बस, आई टेक जस्ट 5 मिनट में शॉर्ट में बता दीजिए जो लोग अभी मेंस दे रहे हैं, व्हाट इज योर अप्रोच टू दिस एसे? यू अंडरस्टूड? समझ में आया? आज के क्लास का कुछ फायदा हुआ या कुछ फायदा नहीं हुआ? तो आप ये भी कर सकते हो, जैसे इसमें ये ट्रूथ कलर में आप बोल सकते हो, ट्रूथ में ये इसमें यू कैन डू द सेम थिंग। आप लोग ट्राई करना भी ग्रुप में, जैसे आप लोग ट्राई कर सकते हो। तो कैसे इसमें होगा, जैसे एक्सपीरियंस और लेसन में प्लस माइनस किया, ठीक है, तो वैसे आप लोग हर टॉपिक में ऐसे कर सकते हो। ठीक है, आप बताओ कैसे अप्रोच कर रहे थे ये वाले ऐसे को? यस यस, डेवलपमेंट ऑफ द पर्सनैलिटी, यस यस। ओके, बट आपने ये वाला नहीं देखा कि लेसन्स बिटर होने पे भी मतलब एक्सपीरियंस बिटर, ये वाला लिखा है, सारे ये वाले एंगल लिखे हैं कि कभी कभी बिटर एक्सपीरियंस भी अच्छे लेसन्स दे जाते हैं, वो तो देते ही हैं, पर अच्छे लेसन भी बिटर लेसन दे देते हैं। सब तरह का मतलब हर डायमेंशन में दिस वे यू हैव टू। ठीक है, वेरी गुड। मैम आपने भी ऐसे ही किया है? स्टोरी ऑफ, डिड यू मेक पॉइंट, डिड यू गिव पॉइंट्स टू योर एसे? ऑल द पॉइंट्स सबने 1 2 3 मार्क किया है? मैडम आपने किया? आप टॉप, आपने नंबर 1 किसको दिया मैडम? ठीक है, बट डिड यू राइट द रफ स्केच? डिड यू डू द रफ स्केच? रफ स्केच में नंबरिंग किया? तो रफ स्केच में नंबरिंग करने से बेनिफिट क्या होता है मैं आपको बताता हूं कि सिंस यू आर राइटिंग द मेंस दिस टाइम, आप एक बार जब नंबरिंग कर दिया, आपने रफ स्केच बना लिया, आपको मेन ऐसे लिखते वक्त जो पहले आपको स्टार्ट करना होगा, जिसको नंबर 1 है ना, उससे आप स्टार्ट करेंगे। सो आई वुड स्टार्ट विद दिस कोटेशन, फिर देन आई विल गो, फिर आई विल कट दैट पॉइंट, ठीक है, एंड देन आई विल गो टू पॉइंट नंबर 2 दैट आई मेंशन, देन आई विल कट दैट पॉइंट, 3 4 5 ऐसे करके आई विल डू। सो फॉलो दिस अप्रोच, ठीक है? हाँ बताइए। फ्रीडम स्ट्रगल, ओके ओके। So you went into the economic dimension without mentioning explicitly. पर एक चीज आपने सोशल इकोनॉमी सब लिखा है, इंडिविजुअल लेवल वाला भी लिखा है, तो वो भी रहे ना, क्योंकि टॉपिक है बेस्ट लेसन्स आर लर्न्ड विद बिटर एक्सपीरियंसेस, तो इंडिविजुअल लेवल वाला भी लिखिएगा। मुझे तो लगता है इंडिविजुअल लेवल से स्टार्ट करना चाहिए, फिर बाकी डायमेंशन में जाना चाहिए। ठीक है, आगे बताइए। ठीक है, वेरी गुड वेरी गुड वेरी गुड। योर ऑप्शन इज PSI यार, तो आपके लिए फिर अच्छा है ये टॉपिक, ये मतलब दिस इज कंड्यूसिव, राइट? ठीक है, व्हाट इज योर ऑप्शन? हाँ, ओके। सो अभी how much time do we have? 5:41, so we have only 10 minutes. What we'll do is, na, my plan was to make you all write an essay right now, but ऐसा कर सकते हैं कि I'll ask them, I'll give them a topic and ask them to submit. हाँ, yeah, you I'll send someone from my office to take this. Yeah. Yes. So we'll not exceed the time, 6 o'clock, right? because your time is very precious, especially for those who are just one thing. I'll finish this. ये एक बार पढ़ लेता हूँ ताकि मैं आप लोगों को समझ में आ जाए. Essay is a free flow of thought that you understood. Essay is an art of persuasion. Essay is an art of persuasion. You persuade the examiner not only to give you good marks, but also to give you, मतलब to trust you. Trust develop करना बहुत जरूरी है. And when does an examiner trust you? When your facts are correct and your way of thinking is unbiased. Very important. Unbiased way of thinking is very much important. And how do you show unbiased way of thinking? When you allow your mind to write all dimensions. When you allow your mind to explore all dimensions. We allowed our mind to explore all dimensions, no? That shows that so my personality reflects in my essay. Essay is a test of personality. My personality reflects in my essay because I could think in all dimensions. I was not restricted to one dimension. So that means that I have a dynamic way of thinking. Not I, means the examinee. Next is stronger your conviction, stronger will be your persuasiveness. Conviction. जिस conviction से इन्होंने example बताया ना, नक्सल का या जो मैडम ने बताया माओइज्म का, ये conviction है. So the more conviction you have, the stronger will be your persuasiveness. And how does conviction develop? By knowledge first, and also testing your knowledge with opposite ideas. What do we tend to do? एक तरह का knowledge है, we learn something, we are not open to arguments, we are not open to other people's ideas. We should be open to other ideas also. एक बार, once we expose ourselves to knowledge and to thesis and to antithesis, then the synthesis is conviction. The result of thesis and antithesis is our conviction, which is the synthesis. Understood? So never be afraid of the argumentative Indian. The idea is to go horizontal and vertical both. Means you have to cover, as you have rightly covered, historical से सब कुछ cover किया, horizontal गया, लेकिन vertical भी जाना है. Vertical, philosophical topics में बहुत ज़्यादा vertical जाने का scope नहीं है, boring हो जाएगा. अगर social topic है कोई suppose, तो उसमें आपको society के vertical में जाना है आपको, ठीक है? Because you have to go into the depths of society, you have to understand. I'll try to give a social topic for your writing so that we can explore that. Topic selection should be guided by knowledge, right? And you cannot write on a topic for 1000 words if you don't have the right knowledge. So learn, write, read, and whatever you have, whatever knowledge you have, you should be able to apply. एक और चीज है, इमोशनल कनेक्शन विद द टॉपिक इज इंपॉर्टेंट, बट इट शुड नॉट बी द ओनली गाइडिंग फैक्टर. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, इफ यू गॉट अ टॉपिक ऑन विमेन एम्पावरमेंट, you start writing on the topic, but first समझो, if development is not engendered, it is endangered. This was a UPSC topic. If development is not engendered, it is endangered. First you understand. जिस जेंडर देखा तो समझ के विमेन पे लिखना स्टार्ट कर देना है, नहीं है. So emotions should not be the only guiding factor. Yes, you should be emotionally connected with the topic, then only your conviction will flow into the topic, but you should not let only your emotions flow, right? Only your emotions guide the topic. Every aspect of topic should be understood from the vantage points of why, what, when, where, how. सारे एस्पेक्ट्स कवर कीजिए. अगर आपको कोई टॉपिक में कुछ समझ में नहीं आ रहा है, आप फंस जा रहे हो, यू स्टार्टेड राइटिंग फ्री पूरा फ्लो में, and you got caught, you don't know what to do, ask yourself why, what, why truth, as we said na, truth wala humne dekha, why, what is truth, how can we color or not color truth, or how can we protect truth from biases, right? When does truth get colored, or where, how does it get colored? So when you ask what, when, where, how, all these questions in your essay, you would be able to score good marks. Matlab, let the examiner also start questioning these things with you. Matlab, we can write, let us now explore how truth gets colored. देखा, तुमने एग्जामिनर को अपने साथ खींच लिया, you drag the examiner into thinking on the aspect of how. ठीक है, या after exploring the aspects of how the truth gets colored, let us go into, or let us dive into the various colors of truth. What are the various colors of truth? So what can be underlined, right? So this way, अगर कुछ नहीं आ रहा, how, what, when, where करके भी you will be freed from your dilemma. Dilemma is you are not getting the right answer, you are not getting the right essay. Dilemma का solution है how, what, when, where. Ask questions in the essay also and answer them in the next paragraph. How देखा? You gave the answer. Now you dived into what? You gave the answer. You only raised the question. You are only raising the answer. आप ही बीमारी दे रहे हो, आप ही दवा कर रहे हो. ठीक है? This is how argumentation goes. Raise a question, give the answer. Let the discussion flow. Right? Next is multidimensional aspect. Yes, multidimensional, social, economic, political, all these things here, that is important. Change of paragraphs should be smooth. This is a very critical thing. ज़्यादा time नहीं है, 10 minute है. Change of paragraphs should be smooth. Very important. How do you change paragraphs? First of all, paragraph छोटा रखो. If your page is this big, right? ये margins हैं. At least this should be one paragraph, this should be other paragraph. Even better, it should be 1, 2, 3, 4 line का एक paragraph, 4, 5, 6 line. Then if you could accommodate 3 paragraphs in a this, but then it depends on your handwriting also, how much space you give and all. But usually you try to write 2 paragraphs in a page. पूरा का पूरा page में there is only one paragraph which you are writing. If there is only one paragraph that you are writing, then it is a problem. It is a big problem because you are taking away the interest of the examiner. उसको interest नहीं जग रहा. The more you make your presentation legible, your presentation catchy, the more they will be awake while correcting your papers. और एक चीज़ आई विल टेल यू, मैंने जब भी पेपर चेक किया है ना, मतलब इनफॉर्मली जब लोग बच्चों का ऐसे ही मैं कभी मतलब दे सेंड देयर पेपर्स टू मी फॉर चेकिंग, तो मैं देखता हूँ कि इफ़ आई फर्स्ट 2-3 चीज़ विच आई डोंट नो अबाउट रेस्ट ऑफ द एग्जामिनर्स. फर्स्ट, इफ इंट्रोडक्शन इज गुड, if you have good command over language, right, and if you are making your paragraphs well spaced, right, and you are underlining the important points which makes me know that you have gone into various dimensions, right, then I'll give you good marks. Yes, yeah. Namrata, very good evening. I would say that there is no bar on how you would like to give your examples. You are always welcome to give your personal life examples and write those examples in I had met this. There is no problem in sharing this, because essay, just as we had discussed, is free flow of thoughts, is a test of personality, and since you are writing in first person, that means you are making it easier for the examiner to know things about you, that you are a good person, you are a person with compassion. With that example, you are trying to prove that you had shown compassion in some certain case. आपने कुछ ऐसा किसी को बचाया, किसी को कुछ, you protected someone, or you did something good for the society, then you can give that example, right? If you have some doubts, that you have not done something and you are still trying to give example, then you don't do that. Matlab, there should be conviction, na? Conviction will develop only when you have actually done that thing, na? So if you have actually done that thing, means I have the conviction, I scored well in essay, that's why I know that if you give me a topic, I will be able to write. That conviction is there because I have gone through that process. That is a reality. So conviction develops with reality, with the actual, with actually having done that. समझ गए नम्रता? I hope you आप लोग भी समझ गए. So there is no problem. First person में you can give examples, right? So इस तरह से पैराग्राफ स्पेसिंग करो. पैराग्राफ में हाउ वुड यू डू? एक तरीका का ये होता है, you raise a question in paragraph 1, raise a question in paragraph 1, answer that question in paragraph 2, right? Give a second argument in paragraph 3 which would be against the first paragraph's argument, right? But the usual structure would be, मैं ऐसे बताता हूँ, this is one of the ways by which you can attempt. First, raise a question. ये मेरा essay का आप लोग को क्लास पढ़ाने से पहले मैंने एक अंग्रेजी इंग्लिश, there was an English lady who was, I think she's from Oxford or somewhere, she was teaching how to write a good essay. तो उसमें there is raise a question in the first paragraph. Second, answer that question. ठीक है? Raise another related question. Answer that question. आप इसी में answer that question. When you flow this way, raise a question, answer that question, raise another related question related to this, and then you answer that question. This is one of the ways by which you can write an essay. Argumentative essays में ये होता है, you raise a question, second, write the argument you are not favoring. Write the argument you are not favoring first. Write down this. ये raise a question, answer that question, ये तो हो गया. But this is more important. Raise a question. Write the argument you are not favoring. And third में, write the refute this argument. Refute this. Refute this. Refute point 2 with examples. Understood? Refute point 2 with examples. For example, कोई एक टॉपिक बताइए, आर्ग्यूमेंटेटिव टॉपिक. विमेन, कुछ बताइए जल्दी बताइए. हाँ, रिजर्वेशन नहीं, कंट्रोवर्शियल नहीं, आर्ग्यूमेंटेटिव बताइए. आर्ग्यूमेंटेटिव बताइए. हाँ, एयर क्रोम, केयर इकोनॉमी. केयर इकोनॉमी में क्या आर्ग्यूमेंट है? नहीं, ठीक है, गुड पॉइंट. अभी तो कुछ बोला ना सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने, किसने बोला है 30,000 रुपीज फॉर वुमेन्स डोमेस्टिक वर्क, केयर इकोनॉमी वाला. ठीक है, आर्ग्यूमेंटेटिव नहीं है, वी शुड बी, मुझे तो ऐसा लगता है. और नेक्स्ट, वेरी गुड. द बर्ड, एक अभी आया था ना कि बिकॉज ऑफ पैट्रियार्की मैन ऑल्सो सफर्स. Temple entry during menstrual cycles, menstrual leaves. Okay, but that is also not argumentative. दे सकते हैं मतलब. ठीक है, तो उसके लिए I will say this way. उसमें ठीक है, we'll discuss that. और कोई टॉपिक जो, but this is like it is not asking UPSC that much. Now give me a topic, UPSC topic. ठीक है. India's bilateral relation with US vis-a-vis Russia. Raise a question. Question would be, of late it has been seen that there has been a deterioration of the relationship of India with the US. Right? So let us actually dive into the topic and let us see whether there has actually been a deterioration of the relationship between India and US or not. Argument. There is actually, over the years we have seen, in the last few years, in the last 2-3 years we have seen that since Donald Trump has, I'm just giving an example, you don't have to name so many people, that since the new regime has taken over the US administration, there is a bent towards, there is a bent away from India and maybe towards Pakistan as well, or there is also an opening up towards China. So there is, and also during the deal that was designed between India and US, there were so many things that were questioned from India's point of view. For example, US would export so many goods worth billions, 500 billions, 500 billion worth of goods to India, that would actually turn the trade deficit, but that would the trade relationship between India and US, or the trade deficit against India and in favor of US. So all these things you can write, but you would refute this by saying that though in the recent times there are certain instances where the US relationship with India might have seemed to have deteriorated or to have succumbed to certain pressures, but in the longer way of life, or in the long run, it is always India and US which are the two largest economies of the world, which need to work in coherence with each other. Why? You can give examples. First, the Indians contribute to a great extent to the US economy, and even if recently we have seen that there are certain instances of discrimination or violence against Indians in the US, or some kind of hatred that we could see against certain Indians, but still the US president also knows that they cannot survive, that the economy, within their economy, the Indians play a major role. In so many US companies, Indians especially the startups, Indians are having the best roles and they are playing the best leadership administrative roles, right? So that one example. Other example, you could say that strategically since US wants a role in the Indian Ocean, India being so close to the Indian Ocean can be the best partner of US in the Indian Ocean, which plays a very crucial role, because so much of oil of the world, 20% of the oil I think flows through 20% of the trade of the world flows to the Malacca Strait, right? So all these examples you can give. So this way you have to refute the arguments that you made in the vote. The final call, the final paragraph, which is the most important paragraph, should always be the argument that you support. And don't worry, you have to support an argument. साइड नहीं लेना चाहिए, डिप्लोमेटिक खेलना चाहिए, ऐसा नहीं होता ऐसे में. यू हैव टू टेक अ साइड इन आर्ग्यूमेंटेटिव एसेज. यू हैव टू टेक अ साइड, बट हुज साइड you should take? Which is right? Very good. Which is right? And what is right? Government side is right. What is the other side right? हमेशा गवर्नमेंट का साइड राइट नहीं होता है. आपको अपना कन्विक्शन इतना स्ट्रांग बनाना पड़ेगा कि गवर्नमेंट का साइड सही लगे. यू शुड मेक योर कन्विक्शन सो स्ट्रांग एंड यू शुड रीड सो मच about the good things that are happening that you should feel that actually the government is doing right. मुझे ऐसा लगता है you should do that. Everyone should do that. So government side, right. सेकेंड, एथिक्स पेपर में वॉट एवर थिंग्स आर देयर, ऑनेस्टी, इंटेग्रिटी, प्रोबिटी, उसका साइड. तो दो साइड, गवर्नमेंट का साइड एंड ऑल द गुड क्वालिटीज विच आर मेंशन्ड इन एथिक्स पेपर, उसका साइड. अंडरस्टूड? So this is also a way by which you approach the essay. Another way is pestle approach, political, social, economic, wo as we saw. These are the approaches, these are the ways. Any doubt? Introduction mein what do you write? Anecdote. Like I told you that when I wrote my essay, I started with a quotation. In the first essay, in the second essay I did not have time, I started essay. Without anecdote, without anything. I personally feel market is full of people who say that you should give quotes, you should write anecdotes. I personally feel that there should be strength of your argument. Argument अच्छा आएगा ना तो you will get good marks. I write quotes which are not related to the topic. Most of the people write quotes which are not convincingly related to the topic. Or write anecdotes which are not related to the topic, then of what use is that quote or anecdote? Your convincing power should be there, right? Starting with a good quote which is related to the topic or anecdote is a icing on the cake, right? You got the answer. What else? हो गया? So कुछ समझ में आया मतलब? हाँ हाँ ना, हाँ बिटर, यही तो मैंने बोला ना, दो पार्ट ऐसे में लिखा हम लोग. बस बिटर एक्सपीरियंस वाला पूरा कहानी लिख दी. उसमें हमने सोशल इकोनॉमिक सारे एंगल देख लिए, बिटर एक्सपीरियंस एट द सोसाइटी लेवल, इकोनॉमिक लेवल, ये सब लिख दिया. बट सब सेकेंड पार्ट में हम लोग आए, देन वी वेंट इनटू दैट थिंग ना, ये कि there are often best lessons which are learnt with positive experiences also. So you have to explore the topic also. The topic is straightforward. You have to develop the habit of seeing the layers in the topic, right? I am I, but you need to know you are you. You need to know several other things, right, about that topic, about me or about anyone. So the same way the topic reveals itself. The topic reveals itself to the examiner also. Make your answer such a way that the examiner also thinks, अच्छा ये भी dimension था, I never thought about that, right? जैसे इन्होंने माओइज्म का एग्जाम्पल दिया, नेगेटिव एक्सपीरियंस, नेगेटिव लेसन, कितना अच्छा है, या मैडम ने दिया. और बताइए कोई और डाउट? हाँ, एनी एक्सपीरियंस बट नो लेसन. हाँ, so many experiences of war, but what lesson are we learning? We are again going for wars and wars after wars after wars. Ukraine Russia war, such a bitter experience. What was the lesson for the world? We again went for US Iran war. ये अच्छा है. इसके बाद आएगा. हाँ, practices are experiences only ना. This is very good, very good, very good, very good. मतलब he is saying that best lessons can also be learnt not only through experiences but also through reflection, chintan, manan, adhyan, right? So this also aspect can be added. Very good. But I am very happy that you are not just taking the topic as it is. You are saying कि नहीं, other than this topic there can be other things also. This is very good. इसी तरीके से you are saying कि you are showing that you can think in different directions. Very good. हाँ बताइए, कौन बता रहे थे? आप बता रहे थे? हाँ, yes. हाँ हाँ. So lessons can also, so that is a kind of reflection only. Reflection only. ठीक है. You were saying something? Only on argumentative topics are always tackled this way only. You have to argue ना. तो argumentative topic, you should understand, argumentative topic में हमेशा argument आएगा. And it should not be just one dimensional argument. Oh, this is good, 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 good. No. You have to talk about the negative aspects also. Democracy, for example. Write the negative aspects of democracy in one paragraph. And then refute all the points one by one in the next paragraph. Argumentative is always, first you write the, first decide what you want, on what side of the story you are. You are favoring democracy or against democracy? You have to favor democracy because two things, government and ethics. Okay, so you have to favor democracy, right? Favoring democracy. So first you will write certain points against democracy, then all those points you will refute one by one in the subsequent paragraph, right? Within that you can divide dimensions, yes. And one more thing, एक जो मैंने बोला argument refute, ऐसा मत करना, don't do that in argumentative essays. Last topic, last point, कि you are giving all the arguments against, and for you are writing after half the essay is gone. No, against, for, ठीक है. You raise a point, the quality of democracy पे suppose you are discussing, ठीक है. So you discuss all the aspects of a quality of democracy, against and then for, against, for, and then go to the next topic, ठीक है. So this way next aspect of it suppose, ठीक है. So this way you पूरा एक साथ you won't write all the against points and then half of the essay is gone and then you write for. No, you have to refute it there itself, वहीं पे you have to refute. Understood? Ma'am, understood? Any doubt? Experience and yes. In argumentative essay experience, acha, this kind of chart you want to make. No, this was an essay pertaining to experience and lesson. That's why we made this. Agar if the essay pertains to truth or color, then we will make truth, color. We can do this also. This is one of the approaches. Argumentative में ऐसे बनेगा. Democracy, pro. ये पहले against लिखो. Against. Democracy, pro. Argumentative में this will be the same topic both side. Against democracy. Suppose if you want to write against democracy, it is rule of majority is the first point I want to touch. कि democracy में जो majority चाहता वही हो जाता है. But majority may not be the right, may not always be right. I can be a minority, I can be right. So first point, democracy against, it is a rule of majority, it is a point against democracy. But what I will write against this, that Indian constitution which is well embedded in the ideas of democracy has kept enough safeguards that even if there is a rule of majority, there is no majoritarianism. Understood? This is how you would refute the point you raised here. There is a difference between majority and majoritarianism. Understood? This should be entire body. You can start arguing on all the topics one by one. This is rule of majority is one of the negative aspects. Then democracy ka another aspect. Tell me anything negative, other aspect of democracy. Not negative, any aspect. Rule of majority is one of the aspect of democracy. What is the other rule aspect? Huh? इक्वालिटी इज अ गुड एस्पेक्ट, नो? टेल मी, जो अभी दे रहे हैं। स्टेबिलिटी ऑफ पॉलिटी, ये इधर से यू आर राइटिंग इनस्टेबिलिटी ऑफ पॉलिटी, यू आर राइटिंग इनस्टेबिलिटी ऑफ पॉलिटी। अगर किंग्स का रूल होता, इफ देयर हैड बीन अ सिंगल फैमिली रूल इन इंडिया, देन देयर वुड हैव बीन स्टेबिलिटी ऑफ पॉलिटी। बट यहां पे इन डेमोक्रेसी एवरी 5 years द रूल चेंजेस. This is a negative point, but how would you refute the negative point? The refutation is, if you make the same people powerful all the time, then power corrupts and absolute power corrupts absolutely, right? So that is one refutation. Second refutation is, even if there is change of power, the overall governance framework remains the same. Why? Because foreign policy remains the same, more or less, mostly, unless and until कोई पागल ट्रम्प जैसा कोई आ गया. और the you see, like the India had a non-alignment kind of policy during Nehru. अभी भी तो वही है. We are not aligning. We are not aligning with Iran, Israel, anyone. We are maintaining all our friends. सब हमारे दोस्त थे, right? तो पॉलिसी तो वही रहा ना. तो even if there is change of governance, there is stability of policies. Why there is stability of policy? Democracy में. Why? Because the policy which has been finalized by the previous government and is being continued by the present government is pro people. Because it is time tested, that it is in favor of the country. That's why we continued it. But when there is, even within the stability of the kings also, there is an inbuilt instability of, there can be an inbuilt instability of policies. For example, if there is a whimsical president or whimsical policy maker, then even if there is stability of polity, the king is the same, still the policies that he would make would be very arbitrary. समझ गए? कंटिन्यूटी नहीं होगी पॉलिसी में. अंधा राजा ना, समझ गए? और कुछ हो गया ना? और कोई डाउट? एनी डाउट? एनी ऑनलाइन भी कुछ है? हाँ, अच्छा. एनी ऑनलाइन स्टूडेंट्स हैव एनी डाउट्स? लेट मी नो. Okay. If any online students have any doubts, you can raise those doubts. I hope you understood. I need to unmute myself. Acha, you need to unmute yourself while asking the question. आप लोग को होपफुली कुछ समझ में आया ना? तो ठीक लगा? तो मतलब मेरा आज का ये तरीका था ना कि मैंने सोचा कि मैं जनरल तरीके से नहीं जाऊं और जैसा मैंने लिखा है उसी तरीके से मैं आप लोगों को बताऊं. ठीक है? सो यस, माय नंबर. ओके, आई कैन चेक योर पेपर्स. मैं नंबर दे सकता हूं? कोई दिक्कत नहीं है ना? ठीक, नहीं मुझे ठीक है. माय फोन नंबर इज 700-488-7816. Satyam. 700-488-7816. You can हाँ हाँ, मतलब संकल्प में फ्रॉम दिस ब्रांच वी आर देयर. हाँ, मैं हाँ. So like usually I'll whatever papers you send me, don't expect that I'll give you very good reviews. वो एक प्रॉब्लम है. मतलब वो I'll give you honest reviews. चलेगा ना? So like just because तुमको please करने के लिए, if there are grammatical errors in your essay, I'll write grammar को ठीक करो. I'll also suggest कि रेनन मार्टिन पढ़ लो थोड़ा, या कोई ऑनलाइन वो देख लो. ठीक है? तो इस तरीके से, बट यू सेंड योर पेपर्स, आई विल गिव द रिव्यू विद इन 1 or 2 days, ठीक है? वो मैं आपको पढ़ के जब भी टाइम मिलेगा मैं बता दूंगा, बताएंगे? हाँ, दैट विल ऑल्सो बी अ कलर ऑफ ट्रूथ, दैट इज ऑल्सो, बट that will also be absolutely. See, yes, very good point raised. My perception of your paper it may also be colored, because जैसे मेरे को ना पर्सनली, मुझे पर्सनली जैसे अच्छे हैंड राइटिंग अगर किसी का आ गया या अच्छा अगर प्रेजेंटेशन आ गया तो अच्छा लगता है, मतलब मुझे लगा सबको ही अच्छा लगता होगा, तो उसको मुझे लगता है कि थोड़ा और पढ़ूं, तो अच्छा हैंड राइटिंग रखोगे तो और पढ़ूंगा, तो ये मेरा थोड़ा बायस है क्योंकि मैंने भी पेपर में अच्छा हैंड राइटिंग रखा था, तो इसीलिए वो एक कलर है। लेकिन हैंड राइटिंग का मार्क्स से कोई रिलेशन नहीं है, इफ यू आर कीपिंग इट लेजिबल, इफ दे आर एबल टू रीड व्हाट यू आर राइटिंग, हैंड राइटिंग का मार्क्स से कोई रिलेशन नहीं है, ठीक है? देखो कलर वाला, ट्रूथ वाला, यू कुड, आई एम सो हैप्पी दैट यू कुड एक्सप्लोर सो मेनी डायमेंशंस ऑफ ट्रूथ एंड कलर, सो ठीक है। एनी मोर क्वेश्चंस यू कैन ऑलवेज आस्क मी, ठीक है? फोन थैंक यू, यस। बस एक लास्ट चीज मैं बता दूं, एक टॉपिक, हाँ, one topic if you want to write and send your essays to me, right? So I'm not binding you to any one topic. 2025 के 2 topics हो गए, we have covered 2 topics of 2025 essay. Choose any topic from 2024 or 2025's leftover 6 topics, 24 8 topics and 25 leftover 6 topics. Choose any topic, send me the essay, ठीक है? Send me the essay. Thank you.